this, you're going to find two T25 Torx bit screws. There's one located right in the center on the top. The other one's going to be located right behind the oil fill cap. Let's go ahead and remove those. With those bolts out of there, we can carefully lift this up and out of here. We'll just give it a quick inspection. Now we'll move along to this area right here. You have an 8mm clamp. We're just going to loosen this enough to be able to slide this off. Now we can grab onto this. We'll give it a little tug. For the mass airflow sensor, I'm going to squeeze on the tab where my thumb is. We'll go ahead and pull this. Give it a quick inspection. Moving along the air inlet hose, you're going to find this. Go ahead and pull that out of there. Now we can continue on by removing the top of the box here. You're going to find two clips along the driver's side of this. Now we can lift this up and out of the way. To get the throttle body off of here, let's go ahead and make our way to the back side. We're going to remove the electrical. Quick inspection. You can set that aside. Now we're going to move along to the two cables. For this, the top cable right here, you just want to go ahead and grab onto that, and we're going to pull it towards the passenger side. Once that's off of there, you can see how it slid off. Then you have the nub where it slides onto. Now we're going to remove the other cable. This one's a little bit more difficult. All you really need to do, though, is just go ahead and turn this. And now we're going to carefully bring the cable up, and we're going to slide it out of its groove. Let this down slow. Let's continue on with our 4 8mm mounting bolts. There it is, friends. Now that we have the throttle body off of there, let's continue on to checking the intake where it needs to mount to. You want to make sure that it's a nice smooth surface and it's clean and free of any debris. Let's install our throttle body. We'll take this, put it in position up against the intake. Now we'll take all 4 of our mounting bolts, we'll put them in place, start them in. After they're all started, we can snug each of them up, and then we'll torque them to 80 inch-pounds. Reconnect in your throttle position sensor. Now let's move along to our 2 cables. Let's start with the flimsy one. Looking at it, you can see I have a little piton that's kind of a little bit larger than the rest. That's going to be facing out towards the front of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and take this. We're going to turn it a little bit, slide it into position. Go ahead and put that inside of its groove and carefully release this. As you're releasing it, you're also going to reconnect this as well. Looking at this, you can see exactly how it's going to slide over the nub. And slide that right in there. Slide it towards the driver's side, listen for a click, give it a tug to make sure it's completely secured. Now we can start putting on the air inlet system here. Pay attention to the top air filter box. It has a couple nubs that fit into the bottom air filter box. Let's put that in at an angle. Now we can go ahead and put this down. Be very careful for any wiring that you might have in this area. Let's re-secure the box. Got a couple little clips down here. Listen for a click. You want to give this a tug. Let's move along to this vacuum hose. Slide that in as far as it can go. Make sure it's secure. Let's make our way up to the throttle body. We'll reconnect this in as well. Tighten your clamp. Let's put our cable back in position. Let's put our protective cover back on here. Now for this, you want to make sure that you have one ear lined up with the corresponding hole directly behind where the oil fill is. And then you have the center hole that needs to line up with the adapter on top of the idle air control valve. Slide this into position. We can start in our two mounting bolts. Once they're both started, go ahead and snug them up.